Hey my Pisces babies, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope you guys are having a good week and looking forward to a good weekend. Pisces, this is going to be your monthly reading. We're going to do 4 rows of 3 plus 2 for overall energy. I'll pull oracle cards at the end. Let me say thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel. From now to the end of the month, I'm doing private readings. You don't have to be a subscriber. I'm just doing private readings for $20. Please, though, feel free to like, share, and subscribe again. Leave me comments. I read them, and I will respond. So what's going on with you, Pisces? I feel like y'all are kind of on the low. Y'all ain't doing too much. Y'all ain't saying too much. Y'all just hanging. Y'all just trying to do what you do. See what the cards got to say. This is going to be an enhanced reading. I'm using 2 decks. So let's see what we got going on with you, Pisces, from the bottom of the deck. Your overall energy, we got intuition, that's you all day long, and patience and planning. So for the first week, which is what we're in right now, stand your ground, transformation, a lot of that going on, the waiting game, and for the second week, recognition and reward, the universe, y'all finishing something up, financial and material changes. I ain't liking this. Third week, authority, firm foundation, hope, and then for your fourth week, positive movement forward, movement, choices, and decisions, and rest and rejuvenate. And then from little deck, overall energy, intuition is pulling the Tower. Patience and planning is pulling the 4 of Swords. And a reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So the stand your ground is pulling the Sun card. Transformation, pulling the Strength. The waiting game, pulling the 10 of Swords. Recognition and reward is pulling the Knight of Coin. Universe is pulling the King of Coin. Financial and material changes, pulling the 10 of Coin. What the hell? Authority is pulling the 6 of Wands. Firm foundation is pulling the Moon card. The hope is pulling the King of Swords. Positive movement forward is pulling the Justice. Movement, choices, and decisions, pulling the King of Cups. Rest and rejuvenate is pulling the Magician. So let me just say this off the rip. Most of this is relationship stuff. There's very little work type activity. It looks like some of you may be dealing with fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces. Some of y'all might be dealing with earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And some of you might be dealing with the occasional air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Whoever and however any of that resonates with you, it's going to be a topsy-turvy month. And I saw rest and rejuvenate up here in your overall energy. This is the back end of your overall energy. Patience and planning. So let me just tell you what I see. There's some stuff going on in the background. Whatever kind of relationship y'all got going on. And like I said, the majority of this reading is about your relationship. This is not a whole lot about work, nothing else. So if it resonates, good. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. But there's gems here probably for everybody. But eat the fish and leave the bones. Y'all going through changes too. Okay. Overall energy. You got that rest card on top of that patience and planning. You need a break. Let me just put that out there. Some of y'all just need a fucking mental break. Because y'all have been trying to process some stuff and you get in it. And then you kind of shy away from it because you don't know which way this other person is going. Your front end of your overall energy with the intuition, which is you. Anything intuition, all you little fishy people, the Pisces, the Cancer, and the Scorpio, but more to me, intuition always harkens back to Pisces. Yeah, it's just chaotic right now. What the fuck else can I say? What's cool to me about it, because before I ever get on camera, I'm sitting here talking about Pisces and meditating and doing whatever, and I listen to music. So you're overall, it's kind of chill. Most people, if this were a Taurus or a Capricorn reading, I even say if it were a Cancer reading, it would be off the charts because it would just be just mayhem everywhere. But y'all have a real mellow thing going, like, okay, this some bullshit. I done been through this shit before. And I had my little tower tore up, destructed, reconstructed, and destructed again. So just do what you're doing. But in that, I also feel like it's just the level of throwing your hands up and going, fuck it. And that's not good. So let's walk through this. For the first week, you got to stand your ground in the sun card. So this is what I'm saying about that fuck it attitude. A lot of people just walking over you, walking past you like you don't exist, you're invisible, some other shit. You need to get up in your shit, Pisces. You need to get up in some folks' faces and look at here. I'm not having this, not doing this. And I know Pisces' general attitude is to kind of just be laid back and chill. No, not now. No. Get up on your little pins and get up in somebody's face and tell them what they're doing. Because if you don't, the thing with anytime you have to get confrontational with someone, when we're talking about standing your ground and standing up for yourself and what you believe in and your boundaries and what's important to you, you start talking about getting confrontational with folks. Yeah, I hear you. It gets a little sketchy because nowadays you don't know how folks are going to react. However, you can't live your life in fear that somebody going to act a fool because you've asked them not to belch in your face. That's a bad example, but an example nonetheless. You got to stand up in your truth, Pisces. You got to stand up in your sun. And whatever that means to you, however that's resonating with you, just don't let folks, whether this is a relationship at work, a relationship, a personal relationship, a relationship with a family member, don't let folks just walk all over you because they think you're not going to do nothing. Not going to work. And if you continue in that mode, they're going to get worse. And the next thing you know, you're going to have some crazy ass toxic situation where, somebody doesn't know where the boundaries are, so they can just walk all over you. And that's going to be how you're dealing with it now. It's going to be the expected response every time somebody does something. And you're not going to go for this long. You just aren't. With the strength card on top of transformation, is real straightforward. You're going through changes. You're changing. For a lot of you, you're trying to shy away from standing in your ground. You're going in the other direction, which there's nothing wrong with that. Getting a little introverted and making changes from the inside and trying to be on the inside where you're doing something. Maybe some of you are changing up careers and going into something a little more spiritual. You may even be changing lovers for someone who's less materialistic and more in tune with what you're trying to do. You're going to take your strength. It just is what it is. It takes strength and patience. And I know patience is on the board here somewhere. Patience and planning in your overall energy. This is going to take patience. You have to be strong and deal with the situation and the changes that you're making. And if people are trying to hang around you for the good, they will help you get through this transformation. If they don't mean you shit, they're going to keep right here throwing shit at you, feeling like you're just overwhelmed with everything falling out the sky. This is a lot of air energy. So you may be dealing with somebody who's manipulating and they playing the waiting game. They got you waiting, got you on the hook. No pun intended. And they just clowning around while you sitting here waiting. Making you feel like you got shit coming at you from every direction. And for a lot of you, you feel like you don't have that partner emotional support, the person you're dealing with right this minute. A lot of you, it feels like you're teeter-tottering on getting the fuck out because you're not trying to do this by yourself, especially where you've kind of felt like you've committed to the situation, the other person hasn't. Again, it's about that change, about making that change and changing how you're seeing things, how you view things, how you're feeling things. Take strength, but with strength, you got to have that patience. And for a lot of you, it's going to be about planning. Just like you said up here, you may have to move. And when I see this, there's two in this deck. One is just patience, and this one is patience and planning. When I see this one, it's about the outside shit. Maybe you need to change houses. Maybe you change residence, change jobs. Some of you, maybe you need to move completely out of the city, out of the state, however that's resonating with you. And in the meantime, before you jump in knee deep with all of this, taking a mental break, the sword energy, taking a mental break, because you're trying to process all this information. In the second week with the recognition and reward with the Knight of Coins, this one of the few on the board that is work related. Some of you will get some recognition at work for a job well done. Maybe a project you worked on over the summer. For others of you, this might be school projects you're currently getting in, and people are liking your ideas. It's all gravy in the Navy. Keep working at it. This is what this is about. Keep working at it. Just because you've gotten to a certain plateau doesn't mean that you need to stop. And if you want to see some kind of material wealth out of what you're doing, keep working at it. With the King of Coins on top of the universe is telling me doors are closing. Others are opening, but some big doors for you are closing, and that this is sitting underneath the transformation card, I guarantee is no mistake. King of Coins, money. Just know any decisions that you make this month, make sure that you have a good balance of the material and the spiritual. That's what I want to say to that. Because it feels like some of you are just focused on the money. You're just done with all of this bullshit, the emotional relationship and all of that, and you just focus on the material wealth. And yeah, it's there, and yeah, you may be closing up some stuff, but let's not forget, universe is also about knowledge. And when you start dealing with knowledge, yeah, it can manifest in money, but a far greater thing is when the knowledge you have manifests into something spiritual. Oh, now, that's your transformation at play, and you having the strength to know the difference between the material and the spiritual. I'm just going to throw that up on the wall, let it stick there. Don't get so over-focused, and this is the energy coming back to me on this, and this is what I see. Don't get so over-focused on, oh, I got a new job, and I'm making $20,000 more. Okay, what's going on the inside, though? And see, this is all this other stuff going on with people. Are you really doing the work on the inside, or are you just worried about what's going on with what's on the outside? Because all this is going to fly away eventually. Cycle of life. So what you got going on the inside? There's an element of ending, completion here. So like I said, some of you may be changing jobs and literally opening the door to a new opportunity to make more money. Just remember to keep all of that in balance. Uh-oh. You got cards flopping around here. What is this that fell off the board? Okay, we're going to get to that. With the 10 of coin on the financial and material changes, here we go back to the same thing pretty much. 10 of coin, that's the end of, that means it's all done. It's complete. Material, financial and material changes. Some of you, again, changing jobs. Some of you might be getting married. Others of you just might be changing your whole circumstance. You may be now just going to school for the first time. Some of you may have blended families where you've got kids coming into the mix where now they're old enough to go to school. However, this is resonating. This is what's coming back to me. And maybe these are your partner's kids and they're coming to stay with you now because you're big enough to do whatever on the weekends. However, that's resonating. It's the same thing. The money. Don't get so caught up with whatever new is coming into your life and it feels like it's got money attached to it. Don't get so attached to that money. Financial and material changes. Come on now. that you're not doing anything on the inside. And that this is a 10, kind of like the end of it, but also the beginning, is letting me know that maybe you need to be a little more balanced going into whatever it is you're going into. Even though I don't see those cards on the board, with the exception of the Justice card, be one or two other cards I might see talking about balance, but it is definitely sending that energy back. Yes, the money is there. It's there all day. You're looking at 2 cards back to back. Some of you may even be starting a relationship. This is a far smaller group of you Pisces than everybody else. Some of you may be starting a new relationship, and this person may have some money. However, back to the same thing. Don't let what's going on the outside have you forgetting what to do with the inside. With the 6 of Wands sitting on top of the Authority card, the promotion is there, but it's really about you setting higher goals so you can get to the promotion. I don't feel like you have, for some of you, this is not like you've actually grasped the promotion, but you're in line for it. And so the Authority, and this is kind of you submitting to the Authority so you can get here. So you may be in a learning phase, you might be in an internship, you might be in a nursing program where you're doing classes with teachers, but you're not necessarily in a classroom. You might actually be in a clinic working or learning. So this is coming, and it's not, the energy is not that the promotion is there and you got it. This is for the group of you that are in line. You started doing something to get yourself in line. Submitting to Authority. Eventually, you keep doing this, you will be the Authority. So you'll be the head nurse or the doctor or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Just be mindful that you're in line and that you should learn as much as you can learn, even from people that you may not necessarily like. If you're in line for the promotion, learn everything that you can know. Knowledge is a killer. If you get the job that you're really trying to get after and you know more than everybody else, what? That's a done deal. With the firm foundation, this is going back to relationships. The Moon card on here, this is a little more water energy to me, the Moon. Some of you are dealing with romantic situations, and there's just things that have not come to light at this point. Trying to build a firm foundation, and you're dealing with half information. I'm going to just segue to the next card. As far as that is concerned, you need to get to basics. You need to get back to business with this person. Back to basics. Keep the hope alive. This might just be a blip on the screen. This might not be a game changer, a game ender, or however you want to call it. But there may be some things that come to light that are going on. You may not like them. But I'm going to say this. I will use it as an opportunity to examine what's going on with me as well as the other person. This might not be the relationship you want to actually ball up like a piece of paper and throw away in the garbage can. I'm just going to throw that out there. Sometimes people respond to us because they think that we're not paying them any attention. And Pisces, again, they got this feeling like, y'all kind of mellow when you're in your own little world, and you may not be extending yourself as much as you think that you are, or you may not be communicating as much as you think you are. Again, you got a lot of shit going on. And this is not one big bad situation just blowing up in your face. I feel like a lot of parts of your life are just shaking loose because it's time for change. There again, need some stuff to come out, and it'll need to come out, especially if you're trying to have a firm foundation with someone. You're trying to have a relationship with a firm foundation. Like I said, this might not be a deal breaker. It might not be the relationship ender, but it's going to definitely make you stop and take pause. And again, have you been giving your partner everything that you think you've been giving them? Because sometimes we get up in our heads and we're dealing with other shit and people fucking with us and trying to stand up in your truth and trying to process that and think about something else. And we aren't always expressing to our partners the things that we think we are. Again, you're going to have to get back to basics and down to business. You're going to have to get that frosty cold. This is the king of the frozen tundra. What the hell? And just put it down the way it's supposed to be put down, and kind of get yourself back in the game. There's hope there. So don't think that, you know, the relationship is just going to ride off the rails and everybody going to be like, fuck it and whatever. There's hope there. But bring it back to the basics. And maybe there's some boundary setting here. A couple conversations that need to happen about how you want your relationship to go, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. As we get into the 4th week of October, not about the justice so much. Again, it is about bringing shit into balance. All parts of your life, not just your relationship, not just your professional or your educational life, but bringing everything into balance and letting the justice happen where it needs to happen. If you got shit fucking with you at work, people fucking with you at work, trying to get yourself in balance. Just because everybody at work is all fucked up, once again, that's that overall energy, just shit everywhere, kind of shaking loose. Just because people at work are all fucked up doesn't mean you have to be. I know that's easier said than done, but for real, if you can sit there and just not comment, it feels like some of you are in toxic work situations where it's a lot of gossiping and backbiting and petty ass shit going on. Others of you are in relationships where there's some petty shit going on. Yeah, the justice is going to come, but you got to bring yourself back into balance. You can't just wait on the karma or whatever to be at play and just smack people in the face and you're not in balance. I'm just putting it there. Once you get in balance though, it's all about the positive movement forward. So don't think that just because you're getting into balance, you're going to have to stand still. No. It's about the positive movement forward. So towards the end of the month, things that maybe haven't had any real definitive direction, relationships, here it is. There's a positive movement forward. Again, bringing things into balance. With the King of Cups on top of the movement, choices, and decisions. Once again, we're back to more movement. Not just positive movement forward. Now it's movement, choices, and decisions. For some of you, towards the end of the month, you may have a new suitor pop up. Pow. Might be another water sign. Cancer or Scorpio. Might be another Pisces. But whoever this is coming towards you, for those of you that this is applying to, is going to be about making some choices. Making some decisions. May be choosing between school and new person. And how you're going to juggle your schedule. It's a real chill. You got that feel to this reading. It's real chill. The person coming towards you is kind of chill. So you may hit it off right away, but again, it's going to be about the choices that you're making. You may change your mind completely before it's all over with in terms of what path you're really trying to follow. And that's really the purpose of the Tower and the purpose of you feeling just gruntled and disjointed and out of place right now is so things can shake loose and you can see what's serving you and what's not serving you. At the end of all of this, with the rest of Rejuvenate, by using that intuition, doggone it. But beyond that, knowing that what you put your mind to, you can manifest. Magician. It's a major card. You got a lot of major cards on the table. The Strength, the Tower, the Sun, the Moon. You got the Sun and the Moon. Who the hell? And Justice, plus this. There's a lot of change going on. But you have what it takes to manifest just what it is that you want. So if you want a purple donkey and a green unicorn, damn it, get busy, manifest it. If you're trying to get that relationship, while you're resting and rejuvenating, think about what it is you really want to manifest in whatever area of your life you want to manifest it in. And sometimes we don't always think about what we want. We just hope God send us somebody good. Hope I get a good job. Hey, yeah, but what's a good job? Is that sitting at a computer all day? That might not be it for you. Sales job be better? Teaching? A nurse? A doctor? A lawyer? Opportunities and possibilities are endless, but you need to know what you want to manifest. And then we come right back above this with the King of Swords about getting back to basics and getting to business and really sitting down and thinking about not just, as I said earlier, about the relationship that you may be in and setting boundaries and having hope for that, but anything, getting back to business with anything and knowing you got the power right there. You can manifest it. All you need to do is just put your mind to it, and it's yours. Rest and rejuvenate. This helps. Again, talking about getting yourself back in balance, resting. You got it in your overall energy with the Four of Swords, taking a break. And down here at the end of the month, it's not a bad thing. And maybe some of you need to take a break. Just take a mental break, whatever kind of break. Take a couple days, take a weekend, go shopping, do something else. Get your mind off of all the things that are going wrong. Because I know that's how everything going wrong. All the things that are just happening in your life. Take a break. Give your mind a break. Go see a movie. Go do something fun with some of your people. Get your people. Get your posse. Go to the movies. Go to the mall. Go get some coffee. Go get some ice cream. Do something you don't normally do. And you don't have to spend $100 doing it. Just go do something else. So you can kind of get out of your head. And when you do that, sometimes you come back a little refreshed. And you have a different mindset and a different perspective on the things that are going on with you. Just know this is a month of change for you, and not just outward change, inward change. And if you feel like you're doing more outward changing, and by outward I mean you're changing jobs, changing boyfriends, changing cars, but you don't feel like you're doing the inside changing, that's where the rest and rejuvenate comes in. The Four of Swords, taking a break, taking a step back. Definitely, if you feel like you're out of balance, take a step back and get yourself in a better mindset. See what the Oracle cards have for you, Pisces. Things will be a little better next month. It feels like not as chaotic, not as hectic. Still things to do. For a lot of you, it seems like in the month of November, you'll be either putting the kibosh for sure and for certain on a relationship, or you may be going into a new relationship. So just keep that in mind. Keep your eyes open. I probably wouldn't do anything right now with Mercury getting ready to go retrograde on the 31st of October. Let's see what we got here from the Oracle. Two at a time. Mentors and role models. Talk shop. Get grounded. Let go. Be the path. So all the stuff I've been saying for the past 30 minutes. Mentors and role models. Those of you that are trying to make some inroads, what do we say, about being in line for a promotion down here with the Six of Wands on top of the authority card. Go find some authorities on the shit you want to do. You want to be a school teacher. Go find you somebody that's teaching so they can mentor you or become a role model for you so you can see the things that they're doing that are good or right. If you're trying to, I don't know, wash cars, go find the king of the car washing people. Hell, so you can do what they're doing. You're trying to open a business or start a business. Some of you might be thinking along those lines right now. Find people that are doing what you want to do so they can give you some insight as to what you can do and help you get started. With Talk Shop, pretty much the same thing. This is bringing more towards those of you that have actual jobs and you're trying to be in line for that promotion. Let me put it to you this way. When this card comes up, all them hearts and stuff, that is not talking shop. So leave your emotional shit at home. This is what's coming back to me. You're going to talk shop at work, talk shop. Leave the him and the her at home out of it. You get home and you want to talk shop, that's cool, but at work, this is what's coming back off of this. Leave your personal shit at home. I would not get into that, especially those of you that are trying to jockey for a position. Leave that personal shit at home. I'm just saying. Get grounded. With a lot of air energy on the board, you're up in your head, you might be overthinking, overanalyzing, overprocessing. Get grounded. And getting grounded, I said this in another meeting earlier, it's not a whole, don't take no whole bunch of stuff to get grounded. Say a prayer. List off 10 things that you're thankful for. Anything to get you into the present moment, get you grounded. You want to just know what somebody else would do, go stand outside, put your back up against a tree. That's a good way to get grounded. It sounds crazy, but it is. But you don't have to do a whole lot to get grounded. Most of the time it's about refocusing your mind on the present. We spend so much time in the past dealing with the person that just rolled past us and flipped us off, and so much time in the future, I gotta hurry up and get to work, that we don't spend any time in the present. And that's why we end up ungrounded and in our heads, all that wind and shit floating around in your head because you're not grounded. Take a minute, doesn't matter where, and just get in the present moment. That's a good way to get and stay grounded. Those of you that are struggling with relationships that aren't working for you and trying to let it go. Let them go. You're not going to be able to grow yourself if you got a lot of toxic ass people around you with a bunch of bullshit. Let it go. It's just that simple. At the end of all of this, and this is harkening back to the Four of Swords and the rest of Rejuvenate, taking a break. When you take a break, you kind of clear the path. But two, when you have this kind of shakeup, you actually are clearing the path. I know it doesn't seem like it, but you really are clearing the path. You're getting rid of people. I know that sounds cold and harsh, and I don't mean it to sound that way, but you're getting rid of situations, let's put it like that are in your life that aren't serving your better purposes. They're making you anxious. Some of you are crying because you're nervous, you're upset, people being mean, not trying to cooperate, relationships, partners, ignoring how you feel. Clear the path. Get rid of the dumb shit. You deserve the very best that life has to offer. Period. And that doesn't matter if you're Pisces, a Cancer, a Taurus, a Virgo. If you're a human being, you deserve the very best things that life has to offer. And not a bunch of folks throwing eggs at you because they got their own insecurities they don't want to work on. I'm just saying. Remember to try and stay in the present moment, Pisces. I love you guys. I'm going to leave your reading here. I hope you guys have a good month, a good rest of the week, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.